I had an amazing time down in San Diego at the 2007 Expo. It was such a pleasure and such a treat to host this event this year. We've been thinking about doing it for years, and the timing was right, the opportunity was right, and we decided, you know what, let's make the investment and let's do this, and it was so worth it.
Well, really what I've been tasked to do is really go outside the box and bring companies that, from the service provider side, put together direct response campaigns. Whether they're long form or short form, they're companies, they're media agencies, fulfillment houses, script writers, payment processors, companies that are using direct response, and bring them into the event, into Response Expo 2008. Because what really happens is within the industry, there's a lot of crossover and a lot of networking that goes on, and it's better for the industry. To get companies there that you haven't seen or met before, because in the end, everyone grows together.
The Expo took everything we do in print and brought it to life. Basically, you can read about it, but you can't interact with what you can read. Now the Expo gave an opportunity for experts and individuals who use direct response marketing to get together and to mingle and talked about how they can take it to the next level together.
Response Expo is definitely about branding and taking the techniques of direct response and applying them to your campaign. A lot of the companies that are owned now are owned by investment bankers and companies that and people that want to see a dollar return on the money that they put in. So direct response as a branding tool basically gives them that opportunity to say, hey, we really need to justify growth in this market. So they can use direct response and basically show that they've been able to grow their business, they've been able to drive additional retail sales. Companies may just want to run a direct response campaign on TV or on the radio just to break even. If they break even, they may drive growth at the retail store by 50, 80, 100, or 200%.
The interesting thing about what we do is we're the only independent expo in the entire industry, which means it's non-biased. It's focused on a symbiotic relationship between us and the industry and the discipline of direct response. At the end of the day, what we try to do is create neutral platforms. We try to create unique opportunities for individuals to network and get to know one another, and we try to create an opportunity to do this at a fair market value for dollars in terms of how much you have to invest to be a part of it. For example, anybody who wanted to come down to our trade show and might have been interested in direct response could walk down the trade show floor for free, so long as they pre-register for the event. If you go online, which is very easy to do, you can get yourself a free badge. If you wanted to be involved in the 3 networking parties and go to all the educational seminars, you could do that for a very fair price as well. And if you were a DRMA member, which is the Direct Response Marketing Alliance, you can get everything on half price on top of the fair value we're already offering. So we made it inexpensive. We created wonderful opportunities from an educational standpoint that you can't get anywhere else. And I challenge you to go out and find it, because it's interesting to have corporate marketers and big-time marketers talking about why they've chosen to use direct response. And these aren't people who are classically trained in direct response. These are people that came across the methodologies and the principles of DR, incorporated them into their companies and their lifestyles and their beliefs, and then went ahead and implemented them and found out that, wow, this stuff's not only powerful, but it works.
I got to tell you, in 2007, it was amazing to see, throughout all the hard work that the staff had put together, to see all of our clients and companies, sponsoring companies, exhibiting companies, really meet new people they haven't met before, whether they were corporate marketers, whether they were industry players. I mean, it was great to see that type of interaction at one of any of the many networking events. What was most amazing though was on the final night. It was a Friday afternoon. We kind of took a look back. A lot of people may be flying back home tonight. Whether we may see a dip in attendance at the party. What we saw was an overwhelming response, and I think it was one of the most highly attended parties at the event on a Friday afternoon. And everyone had a wonderful time, wonderful evening, and they were still meeting new people.
2007 was a unique opportunity for us, and it was a fun year. And I think ultimately, it was standing on the U.S. Midway, watching how much fun people were having. The conference was over. It was like people were smiling. They were satisfied with what they had received for the amount of money they had invested and the time that they had taken to be there. and they were actually mingling with one another and looking forward to creating opportunities of business with one another when they left the show. And when we saw that kind of satisfaction, we said, you know what, all the hard work, all the time, all the dedication for the '07 show and preparation for the '08 show would be a breeze.